Hey guys, Kevin Cleary here with The View from the Pew, and I want to talk to you a little bit about relationships. In fact, what I want to do is introduce a series that I want to get started called Can You Relate? All right, and here's why I'm doing this series. The reality is that for all of the problems that we face in this world and all the challenges and all the blessings, okay, a lot of those pertain to how we interact with other people. And that's because no matter who you are, no matter where you are, no matter what you do, you have got to interact with other people to get done the things that all of us need to get done. And so how effective we are at doing that is going to impact greatly the overall quality and comfort and meaning and value of our lives, okay? Now, let me get you to imagine a scenario with me. Maybe you've seen this before. There are Facebook memes out there about this kind of thing where, you know, there's a picture of this little cabin in the mountains and it's this beautiful place and it says, you know, wouldn't it be great to like go here for a year or however long? Or it's a deserted island with a hammock and the bright sun is shining and the ocean is blue and you say, man, you know, this would be a real getaway. And maybe that would be true for a few hours or a few days. But very quickly, you would realize that you want other people around, that there's comfort and security and meaning, that there's great value in good relationships. All right, an interesting phenomenon from history when people were given large plots of land in North America, both here in Canada and our neighbors to the south. You can see historically how people would place their house not. Now, there was a time when this happened. There are examples of this where the house would be placed by some significant feature on the piece of property. Maybe it was a river or a meadow where livestock could feed or whatever, a forest where resources could be harvested. But very quickly, people figured out that it's better to put your house on the very corner. You know, if you've got your lot here, you put the house here. Why? Well, it was because when the neighbor came in with their plot of land, they would put their house on the corner, and this neighbor and that neighbor, so that you had a little neighborhood develop. Okay? People did that all on their own without anyone telling them that they're supposed to. We just naturally want to be together. Okay, we build towns and villages and cities. We form clubs. We form cliques. We just, you know, we make countries and tribes. It's just in us to be together. And so, first off, we just see the natural phenomenon. But not only that, during the Nazi reign, or during the Nazis during their time they had power, they ran an experiment where they raised children. Well, they didn't raise them, where they tried to raise children with no human contact. Okay, and those children died. They literally could not survive without that touch and that connection to another human being. And the reason for that is because it's part of who we are as God created us. God, when he was at the very beginning, said, "Let us make man in our image." And one of the things he meant by that was make them people who long for and pursue fellowship, meaningful, connected relationships. Okay? And so, as we think about that, and in many ways, as we kind of reflect and admit the value of relationships, we must also admit that while we are people who value togetherness, while we're people who pursue community, we're also fairly good at wrecking it, okay? You know, if you look through the history of mankind, we've killed each other a lot, we've hurt each other a lot, we've abused each other a lot. And much of that comes down to, well, power and the desire for that, but even that relates to relationships. Okay, and we'll talk about power in relationships as we get down the road. And so, while we would admit that, yeah, we like being together, we're also really good at driving each other away and hurting one another. And so, in this series, what I'd like to do is look at the problems that we encounter in relationships, some of the things that cause those problems, some of the solutions to those problems, and just overall how we can do it better. You know, I believe as I look at my life and my relationships that I can do better, that by the grace of God and with his direction, I can be a person who relates more meaningfully, more intuitively, and is better at connecting with other people in meaningful ways. And so what I'd like you to do is join me in this series of videos where we'll start off talking about principles of relationship. The first one, by the way, is going to be patience. But then we're going to go on to take those principles and see how they apply in specific situations and specific problems. So if you're watching this, what I'd love to hear in the comments below is, here's a relationship problem that I have and what principles apply, and can you address this in a video down the road? Okay, so I'd love to hear some of the problems and also some of the blessings that you find in relationship that you think would fit well into this series for a video coming up. I hope you enjoyed that video, and that was the view from the pew.